Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Saturday, November 2nd, 2019, and I wasn't sure whether I wanted to fish for trout today or whether I wanted to fish for smallmouths. And in the end, I decided to come to this stretch of the Raritan River where I can do both. My plan is going to be to start out going for trout and then work my way up to a pool where smallmouths tend to stack up this time of year. So I'm starting out with a spinner, and I'm just going to cast around and see if my little plan comes together. Oop, fish on. Oh, look at that. I wanted to start out for trout, wind up getting a dinker smallmouth. Well, at the very least, the second part of my plan looks like it might work today. Just need to upgrade the size a little bit. Oh, fish on. Here we go. Oh, okay. Little red-breasted sunfish. All right. Little bonus. Hopefully these things aren't running rampant today. I know these things can just infest this river sometimes. Another fish. Oh, fall fish. These things are always around. Nice silvery musky bait. Although this one might be small for a muskie. And off he goes. Man, I don't think you could ask for better water conditions for fishing a small creek. The water's a little bit high, so it's going to spread the fish out a little bit. It's a little bit murky, but not too murky, so the fish can still see the lure, but it makes it harder for them to see you. Conditions are almost perfect today. I could do without the bright sun, but I think that this spot is primed to give up a lot of fish today. That's just my gut feeling. There we go, fish on. Oh, that looked like a brown trout. Just as I said, water conditions were perfect. We have our first encounter with one of the wild browns that lives in here. Hopefully, he will not be the last. Oh, there we go, fish on. What have we here? It doesn't feel very big. Oh, no wonder. It's a fall fish. These guys will fight for a couple of seconds and then they'll just kind of give up. Alright, already got one of these today. Back he goes. Fall fish, the poor man's trout. There's a fish. Oh, it's another red-breast sunfish. Well, can't complain about the numbers of fish I've been catching, but I need a species of the brown spotted variety. Well guys, as it turns out, the trout bite is anything but hot. I only hooked that one, and no other trout wanted to come out and play. But I've made it to that pool I was talking about before, where I expect there to be a bunch of smallmouth stacked up. So the change of locations means a change of tactics. I'm going to start throwing around the 2-inch swim bait on the bladed jig head, and we'll see if the smallmouths are a little bit more cooperative than the trout have been. Well guys, either the smallmouths aren't here or they've got lockjaw. Tried the swim bait, nothing. Switched over to a jerk bait, nothing. So I'm going to move on out, and I'm going to work upstream, work the fast water with the spinner. See if there's any trout up above here, or anything for that matter. There's a fish. Oh, look at that. I guess all I needed to do to catch the smallies is switch to a spinner. Go figure. I should have taken a cue when I caught a smallmouth on a spinner in the first place. There we go, fish on. Another smallmouth. Okay, so the strat for the day, in order to catch smallmouths, fish for trout. I can do that. There's a fish. Ooh. Feels like a decent fish. Ooh, it's a nice smallie. Oh, nice comparatively. Alrighty. Alrighty, nice little, maybe 3/4 of a pound. Alright, back he goes. Oh, there we go, little fish. What do we got here? Oh, the little fall fish. Littlest one of the day. Should float this thing through that deep hole, see if I get a big smallmouth. But not today. Yeah, you want to take my lure, huh? Yeah. Take your whole damn branch, punk. Well guys, I fished some prime looking trout water upstream, and all I got was that little fall fish. So I'm back here at the deep pool, and I got an ace up my sleeve which I brought in case fishing got tough. Doesn't get any more standby than that. If I don't catch anything on this, I'm just gonna throw all my fishing tackle in the garbage. Oh, something's got it. I'm just going to let him run with it for a little bit. There we go. What do we got here? Oh, look at that. Little largemouth bass. Little largemouth bass on a night crawler. That's how I got my start. Although the one I caught was a little bit bigger. Well guys, I was hanging up on the bottom quite a bit. Plus I wasn't getting much casting distance, so I threw a slip float on. that should take care of the snagging, and it looks like I'm definitely getting a little bit further out there. Ooh, we got something running with it. There we go. What do we got? Bluegill. First one of these today. Now when you're fishing with worms, you can expect to catch a few of these guys. I don't care where you fish. Oh, I had a fish on. I had no idea. Little bluegill. Got that hook way down in there, unfortunately. Let's see if we can get that out of there. There we go. Alright, back he goes. Sneaky little bluegill. Okay, everybody. Here we are back at the first hole we started at today. I am going to drift a worm through here, and then I think I'm going to call it a day. There is usually a trout in here. Not always, but usually. So I'm holding out hope that I can get one at the 11th hour here. There's a fish. That's not a trout. You're not a trout. I call shenanigans. I may be stupid, but I know the difference between a sunfish and a trout. Fish on. What do we got? Ah! It is a smallmouth. Little dinker smallmouth. Little tiny guy. This is about the same. This looks like the exact same fish as I caught for my first fish of the day. So, hey, we've come full circle. Well, everybody, the sun is just about down, and I think I am calling it quits for the day. I didn't do too badly, all things considered. I probably caught a dozen or more fish. Nothing really of size, but honestly, with the water conditions the way they were, I was expecting to do a lot better. You know, not that I'm disappointed in a day of fishing, but yeah, I mean, things look primed to bust wide open today, and really nothing ever happened. I just had to scratch out whatever I could today. So, just one of those days. Not great, but not bad. Kind of an average day, I guess. But, hey, you know what? I'll take it any time. Beats sitting around the house all day. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next adventure.